Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In the last part, we headed off to the Keeper of the Lake. We chatted with the dragon that was supposedly long dead. Turns out he's just rejuvenating his strength. We also had a very unwelcome guest. An Ascian had infiltrated our inner sanctum, kidnapped Minfilia, and thanks to the sacrifice of mourn, we managed to get our Blade of Light to kill our first Ascian. So we're making progress towards that goal. Of course, it took somebody's life, but let's not talk about that. We gotta have a funeral service for her sacrifice. So, Minfilia, as Mourn was a native of Charlian, I feel it was only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? There's a monument found at the Rathfrost and is sacred to Thaliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall you pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Alright. I want to give an update for my White Knight Chronicles playthrough. I have finished the grinding. I have gotten all the items I need. I have all the gear that I need. So what I want to do now is we're super close to Heaven's Ward, so I think I'm gonna focus on this for the time being to get into Heaven's Ward, and then once we actually get to the very beginning of Heaven's Ward, before I actually even start it, I will shift my focus to finishing up White Knight Chronicles, and then we'll go from there. So that's my goal. That's my plan for right now. So hopefully the next couple of videos I'll be able to get into Heaven's Ward. I want to say we don't have very many left. How much longer? So I want to say the next 5, maybe 6 videos. We'll find out. It's not that very long. I'll know how many more videos exactly once we get to the final trial duty for our realm reborn.
ムーンブリだ。あなたの死を無駄にはしません。
Or been able to fight. You have a dagger on your waist. You never use it.
アシンを消滅させる方法を確立してくれた。奴らはもう手の届かない脅威ではない。私たちの戦える相手よ。だから私たちは前へと進みます。闇の使徒アシンを滅ぼし、エオルゼを救済する。それが守護者の一中たる私たちの使命なのだから。私たち暁の決命は必ずやり遂げてみせることを誓います。
No.
光の加護なくして闇のものを滅したか。なるほど、人は愚かなだけではないようだ。だが脅威の一つを払っただけのこと、汝を認めるには至らぬ。
And no one else noticed a flying mini dragon talking to us? Okay. You got... That's another the signs are very observant. Alright. boy. Alright. Let's go see what Benfilia has for us now. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me, as antecedent, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Cecilla? I do. Oh, cutscene. 'Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought that have taken the lives of so many, Louisoix, Montbrida, our fellows, the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will not be long, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need to remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Cecilla. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. Ugh. Dark days are upon us. A victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. Alright. A few moments, Cecilla. I believe Edu wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Montbrida's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. We're getting so close. Ida! Hey, it's Cecilla! Great! Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moan would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this, which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at times at best, and, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you can maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Rathfrost. Ooh. Well, everyone's got their own ways to grieve. Uryanger is probably doing who knows what at the Waking Sands. Alright, I want a flower. What can I do for the adventurer? Eldritch, trinket to trade? No. I don't need a flower. Eh? They get you running errands now. Them Scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Aerzia to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously though, you best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were looking here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. Until they eat, alas, I've got a wide selection of headwear and socks she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. Gods knows she needs to. Huh. Oh, it's a fancy looking flower. Looks like it glows too. All right. I can fly no higher. Veronica can be so annoying. She will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says she says it again, and then again, and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Monbride love these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows that I'm still thinking of her. I'm sure she gets it.
Dakara, 見守っててよね。ムーンブリだ。今までありがとう。
ほう、奴が動いたか。
And she doesn't notice that? No, it is Ida. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's an assault dragon. Oh, it's a lot of dragons. Oh boy.
Ishgard に動きがあった。至急石の家まで戻ってくれ。
Oh boy. What's happening now? Is Ishgard under attack? You can't be straight there, huh? Fine, I'll teleport over there myself. Alright. What's happening here? What's going on, Ishgard? My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn that Monbrada's passing. Her loss we sorely fell. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Korthus will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. Alright. The envoy's here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would undergo the usual pleasantries if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians? Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and the battle was joined soon after. Sir Imric himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the noble house's finest, though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat. Our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave, so the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. Is it reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned out by the horde. Sir Imric would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well. I shall depart for Korthus at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment is quelling the unrest in Uldam must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need not say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well, I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of grand companies. In the event that our please receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I will speak with Sir Imric's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to our final request. A personal appeal to you, Warrior Blight. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow involvements. You faced Midgard's Somewhere and survived. Anything you can share with your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. 'Twas seen the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Cecila. Alright. Not good. Not good at all. Oh, cool. I'll take me straight there. I hope. Oh no, this is Ishgard. Bridge isn't looking too good. Bridge is a wreck. Uh-oh.
すべては人が犯した罪による因果が元凶ならばその因果必ず断ち切ってみせる。
Oh boy, that doesn't look good at all.
さあ、気高き竜たちよ。長きにわたり運動を守っていた魔法障壁は消えた。忌々しき罪人の巣窟、コート・イシュガルドは目前だ。その牙と炎で裁きを下すがいい。
Oh boy. Well, that's not good at all. She just doesn't know when to quit. Alright. Horsefont, buddy. Oh, no, it's not you. It's Alphanode. Sorry, Horsefont. It seems I was swifter, Cecila. You two are right, however, with time to spare with our host is yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of the judgment. In the Lord the Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They're the outermost layers of Ishgard's magical wards. If our first line of defense can be so easily shattered. When I laid my eyes upon Lady Ishgard, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. We need not fret over much. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Another will be fine. Uh-oh. 'Twas seen the heretic struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates, and I thought it made prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned the heretic's treachery. Lady Ishgard led a force of her followers against her defenders and came close enough to dispel the first of her wards. But let us speak more about this at the camp. Sir Imric awaits you. Fine. Lady Ishgard has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do what we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Horsefront will know where Sir Imric means to receive us. Probably in the intercessory, like previously. Tis reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend who in one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single mystic could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. But you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander is right and will treat with you in the intercessory. I knew it! It wasn't that hard to figure out where he would meet us. Sir, I request entry. Hello, Imric. I thank you for coming with such haste and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Ishgard and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the Great Gates of Judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alphanode, I think it may be important than ever that this meeting takes place. Rest assured I shall return to my post in Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. But before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estinian. Oh. He's got a fancy armor, he's got a fancy spear. May I present you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon. Impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors, all, yet even among them such masters of the lance, Estinian is without equal. Now, if you're a dragoon, you would have a bit of an exchange between you and Estinian. But since I'm not a dragoon, you flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. So, you're the adventurer whom they spoke. I see now why my blood fang sang in the anticipation of our meeting. Well, now that we've all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we have learned at Ishgard's designs, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. 'Twas seen that Lady Ishgard and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by the hero Haldreth, the beast is said to have terrorized Korthus since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many of the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise our city. The trophy Haldreth plucked from the best worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard, and one possessive of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature will be restored to the height of its strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. The Eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But those stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics. The dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years, the dragons endure, patient, calculating, and inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true for the great worms, they who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. 20 years for him to gather his strength, and for us to bolster our defenses. Now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe that the Ishgard is in league with the creature, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the Eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. 'Tis a weakness that the Dravanians do not like to leave untested. So it would seem, you have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I didn't take the picture off, I'm sorry! I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, now have you bolstered the front lines in readiness for the upcoming battle against the dragons. This much as I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in the matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde will have little cause to linger, and most will return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Korthus would be buried in snow, and the land would become the soul of the province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Guardian's arrival, that is. For you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Korthus. That they would not even have to draw steel. An Imperial province sharing a border with Mordona? 7 hells. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar, allow me, Sir Imric. Through the power of the Eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the Eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wherever so I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Then the worm who roared was Nidhogg. Aye, he means to hurl his horde against Doniphan's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt. The worm has summoned his minions to war. Oh, great! Though the circumstances are far from ideal, the desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in a common cause. Stormrock was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect the softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. If we are to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return the Rising Stones and make a report to the Ascendant. Alright, you just leave that to me. You stay here and talk to our buddies here. Feel ya.
おかえりなさい。現地はどうだったの？
大きな戦いになるかもしれない。皆を集めてもらえるだろうか。状況を説明したい。
つまりこれまでイシュガルドに現れていたのは石膏。間もなく邪竜ニーズヘックの眷属たるドラゴン族が大挙して押し寄せてくるということね。
それに竜の方向が発せられた以上、残された時間に余裕はないだろう。
ドラゴン族はその辺の魔物とは比べられないほど力を持っている。
イシュガルドが改めて警戒するということは、当然上位の眷属も現れるはず。
イシュガルドとドラゴン族の戦争。
この戦いは本来イシュガルドの問題ではあるが、アルフィノ様の言う通り、ゆくゆくはエオルゼア全体の問題ともなり得るからな。
そういうことだ。我々暁、それにクリスタルブレイブの双方でイシュガルド防衛に協力することを提案したい。
1000年もの間繰り広げられているというこの戦いに加わることになるのね。でも私たちの目的はエウルゼアの救済。暁としてできることがあれば協力しましょう。あなたもこの件を最優先してもらえると助かります。
Oh, I'm not sending this one out.
ありがとう。守りましょう、イシュガルド。
私はこれより各グランドカンパニーの名手に援軍を求める。クリスタルブレイブを派遣する許可も取らなくてはならない。皆それぞれの対応に当たってくれ。
Ooh, what's going on with them? Seems like he's suspicious. Alright. I have bid the Archons travel to the resigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge the Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. Small matter persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support at least to Alpha Node. For you, my friend, different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's soul is but a short flight from the snowfields of Corthus. It is not unimaginable that the fire may spill across the border. Pray brief slapborn on the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might swing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. But before you leave, I might have suggested you have Totaro accompany you. She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges we may encounter. Alright, I can do that. Seems easy enough. Mundane, but easy enough. Alright, Totaro. We are rather close to Corthus, aren't we? You best see to our own defense and take stock for supplies. Oh, we'll also need to find bids and bandages laid out for just in case. Your receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go, Cecil. I have 101 things to discuss with Slapborn. Sir! I appreciate the warning. If war is coming to Corthus, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I will return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my own fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I'm certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at the siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck with Revenant's soul. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. Alright, sir, would you like to fight some dragons? Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I have survived this long by trusting my instincts. My instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. Well, I guess that makes sense. Sir. What's going on, buddy? Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to the scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. A lad from a little Almega by the name of Wilred was there within the fort that day, and I want to know if you've seen him since. Have ye? God damn it, I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him. And that ain't shit. And that ain't all. Around the time Wilred stopped turning up for duty, then black market weapons went missing from our vault in Ul'dah. So now, of course, half the brave suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company is a disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both, it's no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the free but all. That and the steady pay. Now, compared to most others in the crew, Wilred's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rot was blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And this is just between you and me, mind, but there's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me about something queer he noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves' numbers not adding up. Aye, there's a villain at the end of this trail, and I've stumbled on, and I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Wilred. Any road, you've got a war to wage, so I'll let you get on. I just thought someone should know. Always seen you, Cecila. Uh-oh. That's right, we haven't seen him in a while, have we? Sir, would you like to fight in the war? So Ishgard seeks sellswords both sorts of ranks, eh? Though I'm not sure I like the sound of the sea, these nobles will surely be generous with the rewards. But I pledge myself to God Revenant's toll. Modest work though it is, I am loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do. Well, it's not, I can't force them. Sir, would you like to fight in the war? Send me blade to the Ishgardians. Well, then dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd say my fair share of the Quinn was good. I've worked on one of them nights before. You know, watch me like a bloody hawk he did. Still, I'd put up with the worst than that for a heavy purse. So far, I'm not having any luck rounding up the civilians or volunteer fighters. Sir! Volunteer my services in the defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claim the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer than mine. 'Twas to escape such fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner die in pursuit of fortune than huddle behind an icy wall. Well, we are unsuccessful. Wait, rounds in the town tonight. Tara, maybe you had better luck than me. There you are, Cecila. So, did you swing any hearts? Nope. 1 or 2, eh? Well, added to mine, that makes 3 or 4. Not including Slaphorn's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say one Reverend Toll veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at least. I don't know about that. Oh, I've been so caught up with Raccoon, I almost forgot there's been a word from Alpha Node. Apparently, the Alliance leaders are convening in Lodato to discuss Ishgard's plight. And they've requested your presence, as usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Ul'dah. You'll be late. Alpha Node said that he would meet you on the Royal Promenade. Oh, God. Can he do anything without me? Alright. My apologies for calling away from your tasks. I had hoped to proceed with these negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent request for an audience that prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I feel obligated to attend. The Alliance leaders are already seated within, so let us join them, shall we? God, why do I have to be here for this?
我々もイシュガルドの情報を掴んではいたのだが、ここまで急を要する事態になっていたとはな。
我々クリスタルブレイブはアイメリク教の要請に応じ防衛に援軍を派兵するつもりだ。
承知した。お二方とも異論ないな。
ええ、問題ありません。
クリスタルブレイブの派兵については何ら異論はない。 速やかに展開できるよう各所に根回ししておこう。
Alright,
問題は我々がどうするか。
cool. Again, why am I here for this?
どういうことだ。
現状ではエオルゼア都市軍事同盟から簡単に戦力を出せんということだ。我々三国は未だ蛮族との対立が続いている。日々蛮族を抑え蛮神の権限を封じているのだ。
Makes sense.
アルフィノ殿が把握していない範囲でもな。
Makes sense. Especially since they didn't help us before.
それにアウトロ戦区も捨ておけません。この3社が停戦を誓ったところでテレジやデレジのような御人が独走すればどうなるか。結果は明白でありましょう。
それではエオルゼアの危機を目前にして戦力を出せないと。
慌てるな。そうではない。主戦力になるほどの援軍は出せぬということだ。
同盟軍からもいくらかの部隊は回そう。ただしあくまで補助戦力と捉えてもらいたい。
本格的に派兵できないにせよ、各国のグランドカンパニー内で所属する冒険者への協力要請を出すことはできます。各員の判断により助力に向かうよう通達いたしましょう。
そうだな。正規部隊を回せない以上それが最善だろう。
このような状況になっても有志の冒険者に頼る。あなた方はそれでもグランドカンパニーの名士か。エオルゼア都市軍事同盟はどうしたのだ。こういった時にこそエオルゼアのために動くのが同盟軍ではないのか。
アルフィノ殿、我々はグランドカンパニーの名手である前に国の代表だ。無論エオルゼアの太平のために努力は惜しまん。イシュガルドの同盟軍への再加入も願うところだ。だがそれ以前に国と民を守らねばならん。自国を守り他国と協力してこそ初めてエオルゼアという大地に目を向けることができる。どうかそこを理解してほしい。
わかりました、メルウィブ提督。無礼な言葉遣いで失礼した。
貴様を同盟軍冒険者選抜隊の隊長として任命する。各国のグランドカンパニーに所属する冒険者を集い、イシュガルド防衛の任についてもらいたい。ナナモ様、不滅隊から少しでも多くの戦力を回したく存じます。そこで同人団の権限を一時的に拡大、不滅隊が受け持っている治安維持にあて余力ができた部隊を順次派兵するというのはいかがでしょうか。ナナモ様、
おう、すまぬ。問題ない。良きに計らえ。
ナナモ様は お体の具合でも悪いのか？
いえ、そのようには伺っておりませんが。
そうか。ならいい。
Oh. Well, I guess. Pointing the picture down. Once again, I owe you an apology. Seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of an estimable amount of danger. But I fear we have been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon our Lord Horshaw and her Sir Imric to their fate. I must abide by the council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles as Area's guardian. Captain Ilbrid, what news? The assault has begun? We have at this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join Lord House Durandare at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the dragons, and then thin the Dravanian horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I'll join you as soon as I am able. Cessa, I would have you and your adventurous allies bolster the defenses at the Steps of Faith. Report first to Sir Marceline at the Gates of Judgment, and he'll direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant us victory. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. We're getting to the final duty of A Realm Reborn. I believe after this, there's only like 10 more story quests before we're into Heaven's Ward. I could be wrong though, but it isn't very many after this next duty. Sir! You are the appointed captain of the Celestial contingent? Then welcome. There is no shortage of blade work to be done. As you speak, the Dravanian and skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Highlands. I've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks, and for the present, I would have you join them. This is, of course, merely a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but we will not be so easily drawn out of our position. The Temple Knights will remain on the Steps of Faith to continue our preparations. When the Horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. Alright. Seems like an easy enough task. It's a good warm-up for what's to come. And I got a story for when we actually get into the duty. Uh-oh. Damn dragons. Alright. That was easy. Next. It's funny when you look at the bridge here, Then when you look at the actual bridge on duty, this is like, there's like nothing. You'll see why. The bridge on the map itself and the bridge that's in the duty is completely different. Like, the gods are here. It's not looking too good over here. Main. All right, the skirmishers are dead, vanquished. What news, adventure? The reinforcements. Decimated, you say? Travaughting devils? Damn their scaly hides! Hold fast to your grief and fear, my lady, while we will avenge the deaths of your fellows in the battle to come. The steps of faith! Oh boy. Ere you commit yourself to the siege, you should know that what is your task of defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lie the steps of faith, a great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the sea of clouds, the bridge serves as a foundation for our arcane wards that form the barrier we call Donovan's Collar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outermost layer, that thrice-damned witch Iceheart stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus are the dragons now able to land unhindered upon the steps of faith. Should the Travaughans succeed in destroying the remainder wards, the winged devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It shall be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the wards are sealed. All now rests on us, adventurer. Lead your comrades onto the steps of faith. Prepare them to meet the horde. May the fury guide your blades. Oh boy. Steps of faith. Boy, do I have a story for this. That off because I was doing something earlier. Alright. I guess I can explain what the story is now. Well, maybe not. I'll explain when we actually get into the duty. Oh boy, look at that monstrosity. It's big. Look at the size of it. Alright, so here's the story. Back when this first came out, I remember this very well. We claim victory this day. Ishgard falls. Accept the fury and tune your heart and defend this bridge with your life's blood. So here's the story. Back when this first, they seek to swarm the healers. Focus your attack on the dragonflies. When this first came out, this duty was incredibly hard for everyone. People would people would back out of this. It took me 3 days. It took me 2 to 3 days to beat this when it first came out, and it was so bad that they had to nerf this thing. Slinging arrows of arrows little against this foe. Ready the cannons! So yeah, they had to nerf this guy. I think they lowered its health by half, and I think they made it weaker. But yeah, people would have, if anyone got this in their roulettes, people would straight abandon right away. And this was after the nerf this thing got, and people abandoned this thing for quite a while until they realized, you know, hey, you could beat this thing. Like before, see where it's at 72% health now. You would barely be scratching this thing before. So yeah, they lowered its health by like half. And if you had failed to kill it, there's actually a unique little scene that happens if you fail to kill it. You're basically on a time limit for this. If it reaches all the way at the end, and it breaks down the gates, the scene will start and you have to restart the whole duty. Blast, they broke the second layer, but there are yet 2 more wars behind that. Fight on! Bias, don't let them rush the cannons. Fuck you, stun. Oh boy. Back then, you had to rely on these dragon killers. If you missed 2 shots the dragon killers before, you would be fucked. Or was it 3? Now it's like super easy. Yeah. See? Yeah. Okay. Well, that was something. That was the last duty of A Realm Reborn, so yeah, we don't have very many more main story quests to go. Yeah, you better run away. Dragons, they're withdrawing! Victory is ours! There's Estinian. One of Nidhogg's greatest champions, slain. The horror will not soon recover from this blow. But what of you, Nidhogg? Why did you not join your minions and make this battle a slaughter? Have you grown so fond of the stench of your lair? Mayhap you prefer to have your allies fight for you. You have a girl to do your bidding now, do you not? No matter. I shall slay Iceheart and all the rest. But I yearn to spill the blood of a great worm, Nidhogg, and only your death will sate my lance. Alright, that was an experience. So the dragons are routed. Lest you wonder, the fighting of the Steel Vigil is also fierce, but my crusted braves were not found wanting. Commander Lavalier, Cecilla, true to your word, you arrived to aid us in our hour of need. On behalf of the Holy See and the people of Ishgard, I offer you my humble thanks. Though I would stay and lavish you with well-deserved praise, I fear I must await to oversee the aftermath of the siege. Not all the dragons are fled, and they are yet wounded to be carried from the field. Pray let us meet anon, and that I might express my thanks with the proper courtesy. I would offer my thanks, Cessa. Through your deeds we have achieved a victory of singular importance. The Dravanian horde thus weakened and scattered, the threat to Ishgard has been greatly diminished. And mayhap equally significant, the Holy See must now recognize the necessity of cooperation with foreign powers. Long have they barred their gates against the outside world, but I am confident that the day will soon come when Ishgard proclaims itself a member of the Eorzean Alliance once more. Much have we sacrificed in our struggles against the dragons and primals, the Ascians and the Empire. But, step by unfaltering step, we march ever nearer to our goal. And as ever, the journey is made with you in the van. The victory you have won this day gives us a greater hope for the morrow. 'Tis a hope that shall sustain us in the days to come, and bear us past the many evils that yet seek to hinder our progress. Yes, we have done well, my friend, and I, for one, will take a moment to savor the enormity of our achievement. The demands of duty, however, allow me a little time for levity. I must accompany Captain Ilbert back to Ul'dah and reassign those braves whose squads suffered heavy losses. Whew! You, my friend, have earned a rest at the Rising Stones. Pray return to Revenant's Toll and share your tale with Minfilia in person. Alright. Into the solar we go. Cessa, welcome back. I often sent word of the siege and of course of the role you played in ending it. Your deeds never cease to amaze me, Cessa. Thank you. It was a hard-fought battle. You must be weird, Cessa, and I now may very well be your now may very well be your only chance to antecedents. Messengers from Ul'dah arrived with a missive for you. The royal seal. Curious indeed. Ah, an invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Eorzean Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Namo invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Ul'dah in honor of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem we are recognized for our part in lifting the siege. You for your valiant efforts as commander of the Adventurers contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to rouse the city-states. Truly, I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of a place at such a celebration. All three refused to deploy their standing armies, preferring to send hastily assembled companies of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began. Are they truly so brazen as to seek to share in the glory of your triumph? But mayhap they simply seek to pretext to meet with the Ishgardians while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgard's return for the areas in the Alliance. We have scarce had time to mourn one Brida, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse. But I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you were promised to rest, I fear I must insist that you also attend. It would be a strange celebration indeed if the victorious hero were not present. Pray content yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Totaro, if you would do me the favor of contacting the rest of the Scions. Of course, then, Ascendant. And please let me know if there's anything else I can do. Huh. What was that side for? Curious. I've never known Totaro to decide such requests. Could aught be amiss? Taru, what's going on with you? And she's not here. Where'd she go? Tara is conspicuous about her absence. Totaro, I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think on it, she did seem rather preoccupied. What's going on, Totaro? What are you doing out here? Where you at? Oh, Cecil, it's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone. It's nothing, really. Well, it's not nothing exactly, but I feel like compared to the tyrant trials you and the others face every day. And that's why I should probably talk to Mephilia before things get any worse. You always know what to say, Cecil. I'm glad we had this little chat. We didn't even say anything! Alright. I'm glad we helped. Yes, Totaro, you have my undivided attention. I've been hesitant to Oh, shit. I skipped it. I'm not sure I understand. If you wish to be excused from your duties for a time, then you have certainly earned the rest. But I suspect that lying in bed is far from your intent. You know me too well, Descendant. There is, in fact, something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventurers and crystal braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battles and deadly predicaments. Even Hori Boulder and Coltonant have been promoted from guard duty to fill our need for competent warriors. So it seems only right that I too shall acquire the power to defend myself, and others more importantly. When I return, I shall be both your receptionist and your bodyguard. She's... Whoa, hey! That's the first time it's almost been knocked down to the ground by a Lalafell. I've never seen Mr. Totaro so determined. Has aught befell from which I might help, and Descendant? Not at present, thank you. Was there something you wanted to ask of me? Yes, pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for escort duty was injured while on a patrol. I fear we cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. Therefore, I request that another adventurer of the capable kind, of course, be assigned to our party. Very well, I shall consider the potential candidates and provide you with the replacement as soon as I am able. My thanks, Descendant. I take my leave of you. I'm standing right here. Why don't you just ask me? I'm surprised you didn't. Oh, there's two of them. The power to defend oneself. The Tara has ever been full of surprises. Now that I think on it, I do recall Urianger mentioned that she had developed an interest in Arcanium. Perhaps she hopes to gain advantage to the Arcanist Guild in Limsa Lomensa. Yes, that would be the way of it. Would you be so kind as to journey to the guild and see that all is well? His talent is unwarranted, but surely I'm not alone in my concern for her safety. I wonder, do you perchance recall the commitment I made to furnish Hori capable adventurer? Well, I'm sorry to say that I have yet been unable to do so. Now I realize that you are more than a capable adventurer, and that escort duty is frankly beneath a woman of your talents. But I have no one else to turn to at present. Might you be willing to forego and assist us in this matter? Generous to a fault. I thank you, Cecila. Now it seems only fair that I explain the importance of the task in question. For some time, Aura has employed a handful of scholars to travel around Eorzea taking the theoretical readings, that we might better understand the impact of the primal summonings. Naturally, it behooves us to ensure our employees' safety, and so we ask the adventurers in our service to serve as escorts. Hori Boulder and Cult Network to act as two such escorts, as was a third adventurer. Alas, due to injury, said adventurer is not presently fit for duty, hence my need to impose upon your goodwill. You are truly a strength of pillar, Cecila. Hori Boulder will share with you the details of your task. He should be waiting for you outside. Be safe. I knew it! They were gonna ask me. You should just ask me to begin with. I'll talk to him first so I can get out of here. Get out of this instance. See. Tar! Cecila, is it true that you've agreed to lend us a hand? Huzzah! What did I tell you, Coltonet? Our misfortune is becoming a blessing, an opportunity to serve alongside the warrior of light herself. Need I remind you that we have 3 scholars to escort, each of whom will take a different route? True, but our mission is the same. Separated by miles we may be, but in spirit we shall be together. And such thoughts bring joy, you are welcome to think them. To more practical concerns, Cecila, we would have you to attend the scholar charged with surveying the South Shroud. He is waiting at Camp Tranquil as we speak. All you need to do is follow the man. He will determine the most appropriate locations to take his readings. In spirit, Cecila. In spirit, we shall be together every step of the way. Well, if you think it like, I guess. I mean, whatever you want to think, guy. Whatever you want to think. Alright, I guess I'll head off and do that one first. At last, the science woman deigns to grace with her presence. A pity that we had no time for pleasantries. Our first destination is Isam Har. Come, we're late as it is. Where are we going? Guy moves fast for a scholar. Yes, this location should suffice. Once I finish calibrating my instruments, I will require but a moment to take the necessary measurements. I trust I need not explain that my work can suffer no interruptions. And please stand at an appropriate distance to keep watch for wild beasts. Alright. Well, that was easy. I see we have both completed our respective tasks. A satisfactory outcome, though, if I can make one suggestion. You might try to dispatch your fellows more quietly in the future. I do not like to pick fault, but I really must be allowed to concentrate. Now then, snake model waits, shall we? Excuse me? I can't kill him any quieter. God, I don't like this guy at all. He has an attitude. Alright. Right about here. Yes, as before, it asks that you keep an eye out for dangerous beasts as they work. Is that quiet enough for you? Fascinating. These readings are not what I expected. Though perhaps that should come as no surprise. I am not given to a substitution, but there is a queer, almost blasphemous air hereabouts. Let us quit this place and return to Roots Lake. We have one more site to survey. Whatever, guy. Was this a giant tree before? I never really noticed this before, but it looks like a giant tree just collapsed. As before, my guardian, pray lead me to my task and ensure my safety. It's bossy. Oh, there's more. Figured it'd be more. Figured 2 wasn't gonna be enough. Oh, you dick. There, go whack away at it. This data should be invaluable to. Gods, what is that stench? You just saw that creep of adamantoises while my back was turned. Quickly now, can't tranquil, I'll not have my clothing reeking of blood and offal. Oh, excuse me. You're welcome. You chose to paddle in the Iker a while longer, I take it. No matter, I took advantage of my unexpected privacy and performed a cursory analysis of my data. It would appear that there has been a measurable decrease in Aeorge's ambient ether concentration since the calamity. However, this data is far from conclusive, and we must take additional measurements to confirm my assessment. For our next survey, I would have you escort me to Earth's founts. The ambient ether concentrations there are so high that crystalline structures are formed spontaneously. Consequently, anomalous fluctuations should be easier to detect. Brilliant, yes? No, don't bother answering. That was a rhetorical. Now, come along. I don't like this guy. I don't like his attitude. We're getting that point in time, so I think I will end things once I finish this side quest. This not side. Feels like a side quest, doesn't it? All right. You should be more than familiar with the procedure by now. Pray find a suitable position from which to keep watch while I take measurements. Yeah. Oh, there's no monsters this time. Yes, quite high, yet still remarkably lower than the historical measurements taken near the end of the 6th Astral Era. Could the presence of a primal account for the difference? Or is there something else? Something else. Something else. Scion, come here! I need you! What'd you do now? Oh no, it's Wilred! Fear not, my friends, help has arrived! There you are, so hurry down or worry when you're in your change failed to return at the appointed hour. Gutted like a hog. Not by one, no. These wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like he put much of a fight either. An area mark on his sword or shield. I've heard nothing of any Crystal Brave operation in this area. What cause had Wilbur to come here? Well, what should we do? We'll see to the Scottish protection, Sassala. Aye, and the boy's remains. You should turn to writing stones. The innocent will want to know what happened here. And so do I. Uh-oh, well, we found Wilred. That's not good. Something happened to him. My buddy Wilred, he was doing so well turning over a new leaf. Says you returned and you seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe you so? Well, kind of, yeah, but that's not the reason. Wilred dead? Mayhap murdered? By the 12, how can that be? I will send word to Alpha Note at once. He'll want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Wilred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who would do this, and why? Alright. I guess I can do this one real quick. We're getting close to the end, so reason why I want to try to get all these lesser main story quests out of the way is because the final quest of Reborn has a cutscene in that. It's quite lengthy. I think it's like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try to get all the mundane side quests out of the way. No, I keep calling them side quests. They feel like side quests, but they're not. Where'd she go? Oh, she's down below? Tataru, what are you doing here? Cecila, what are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry. That's the last thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I'm here, don't you see? I, Tataru, shall become a great and powerful arcanist. And now at Mistress Thu, I'm just gonna call you Thu. At Mistress Thu's behest, I must go and complete a special training exercise until we meet again. Alright. So I believe if you've become an arcanist, the dialogue that Thu will give you will be different too. But since I'm not an arcanist, greetings and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. Do you require assistance? So you're acquainted with our newest member. I'm sorry to be a bearer of bad news, but I fear young Tataru may not be ideally suited to the study of arcanima. And nevertheless, she would not be denied. She goes now to undertake her first trial, a simulated inspection of 3 crates. A simple task, some might say, but one all arcanists are expected to complete. A thought occurs to me. Why not supervise Tataru's training? You are clearly an accomplished adventurer, and given your relationship with the girl, you seem to be an ideal person to have on hand. Her trial will be conducted at the cliffs south of Zephyr Gate. You can only observe at a distance. I think this bit of dialogue over here would be different if you became an arcanist. All right, Zephyr. She's doing the very first quest as an arcanist. This is the exact same quest you would do as an arcanist at level 1. Alright, Tataru, let's see if you can handle it. Oh, Azure sees the pirate's port where she met her giant jewel. Alright, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, those crates I spy. Oh, this must be the true test. And we're ready for them, aren't we, Carbuncle? Huh. Carbuncle? And Carbuncle says no. And there it goes. Come back, Carbuncle, come back! I like how Carbuncle just turned around and walked away. He's like, no, I'm not dealing with this shit. You can just resummon Carbuncle, you know? I should have known you'd come, Cecila. You didn't need to say a word. Your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame. Betrayed by my own Carbuncle left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept the truth. I will never be a warrior like you or the others. I'll inform Mistress Thu that my intention to withdraw from the guild. Arcanima, like so much else, is beyond me. Oh boy, Tataru, you'll find your calling. I'm sorry. Miss Slew! Ah, back so soon. How fared our fledgling arcanist? Not good. Abysmally, Mr. Slew. Abysmally. Cecil will testify. I was wrong to become an arcanist. Wrong as usual. I'm completely and utterly unqualified and sincerely apologize for wasting your time. Katara, if that were true, I would not permit you to join in the first place. We must all come to accept our limitations, lest our ambitions lead us astray. Oops. For example, your exceptional skill with numbers helped you gain a solid grasp of the fundamentals of arcanima. Were it not so, you would have struggled to even summon Carbuncle to your side. In my opinion, the Sirens are truly fortunate to have such a capable and good-natured receptionist in their service. Would you not agree? You are too kind, Mistress Liu. Though I could not overcome this challenge, I shall take your words to heart and try not to be discouraged. Alright, what's your plan now? As fetching as these garments are, I fear I shall never don them again. But I can't go back to the Rising Sun without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I can do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer. Wonderful, then cost it us so we will go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it'll pay off. Where are you going? What the hell is there? You gonna become a warrior? Because that's what the warrior guy is. I don't see you becoming a warrior like that, I'll be honest with you. Yes, this is it. This is where the man at the Johnny Winch told me to look. There is a certain variety of clam which can be harvested this time of year in Bloodshore, one which produces the most marvelous pearls. However, these clams are so coveted by certain wild creatures, and since they fared rather poorly in battle last time, let's be off. Alright. What fortune! I've already found one! Would you be so kind to keep watch while I work? This should only take a moment. Alright. Again, I'm on watch duty. Where's the enemy? Oh, there it is. Alright. Did you find Tataru? Oh, well fought, Cessa. Well fought. I knew I was right to ask you to come. As for me, I have my prize, a bounty of blood pearls. So named for their reddish hue, they were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient times. I thought I could make charms with everyone, so that no matter where they go, they'll always come home. It's sort of the power to defend myself and other people, in a way. Right, well, I mustn't keep filming waiting. There's work to be done, and lots of it. We're to secure provisions for the Scions and the Levinson markets. She may have an eye for quality, but I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stones? If so, pray convey my apologies to the innocent and tell her she needn't worry about me. Farewell, Cecily, and thank you for everything. That sounded rather final, didn't it? How about until we meet again? Oh, what's she doing? Alright. That was weird. away we go. Away we go. Alright. Menphilia, I got a report on Tataru for you. Welcome home, Cecil. I gather you found Tataru in Lumensa. Well, she tried fighting, she failed at it, then she went to go gather pearls instead. My, it sounds as though she had quite an adventure. Well, and it did not end as she had hoped. I suspect that will prove to be a valuable experience. I dare say she could have managed without our intervention. Even so, I appreciate you indulging my request. Alright, this is a good place to stop. I don't remember how many quests there are exactly from this point on, but there aren't very many. So when we come back, we will probably finish the Reborn's main story. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you then. Later.